Hello dear children, good afternoon everyone and welcome back you all to the online classes. So as you all know that now we are discussing about the 5th unit of your SST part, that is regions of the world. So in that we are discussing about the grasslands. So we know the grasslands are the regions, so they are the very fairly flat regions and they are dominated with the grasses and very few or no trees. In some grasslands we can find some trees, but mostly they are dominated by the growth of the grass. So grass is more here, so that the name itself indicates the grasslands. Okay, the growth, the different kinds of grasses we can see here. So some grasses are very coarse and hard, and even they are very tall grasses we can see here. So they are the fairly flat regions. Okay, and we also learned that here in the grasslands there are two the classification we made, the grasslands depending on their location. So grasslands we can make the classification, grasslands depending on their location, they are divided into two. They are, one is the tropical grasslands, and the second one is temperate grasslands. So there are two types of grasslands. One is tropical grasslands and another one is temperate grasslands. So already in our previous classes we have discussed about the tropical grasslands, and they are located from 7 to 20 degree in the north and the south, right? So this is the location of the tropical grasslands, and in this class we can discuss about the temperate grasslands. Okay, so the location and the climate, and since they are tropical means they are close to the equator, these tropical grasslands, they are close to the equator or they are near to the equator. So they are located in between the 7 degree to 20 degree north as well as 7 degree to 20 degree south. So there we can see the tropical grasslands. And the temperate grasslands, they are located in the temperate zones. Okay, so they are present in the temperate zones. And now in our today's class we can discuss about the temperate grasslands in detail. In the previous class we have discussed about the location, climate, flora, fauna and human life in the tropical grasslands, and the same way in our today's class we can discuss the location, climate, flora, fauna and the human life and their occupations in the temperate grasslands. Okay, about that we can discuss in our today's class. Let me begin with that. So firstly we can discuss about the location of the temperate grasslands. Okay, now we can discuss the temperate grasslands. So here in the temperate grassland, the first thing we can discuss about the location. So where the temperate grasslands are located. So see here, this is our earth, right? And this is the equator. So equator is the one which divides the earth into two equal halves, and these are called as the lines of latitude. So here it is the Tropic of Cancer, and this is the Arctic Circle, and here it is the Tropic of Capricorn, and this is the Antarctic Circle. So here this is 0 degree, this is 23.5 degree, this is 66.5 degree, and again here it is 23.5 degree, and it is 66.5 degree. So this we know already, you have learned in your previous class, and also while I am explaining the tropical grasslands, we have already learned about this. So this is 0 degree latitude, 23.5, 66.5. It is north. This is the northern hemisphere, this half, and this is the southern hemisphere. So here again 23.5 degree, 66.5 degree. So here the location, when we see about the location of these temperate grasslands, in both the latitudes, means in both the hemispheres, these temperate grasslands are located from 40 degree to 55 degree. Yes, in both the latitudes, both the north and south. So here the temperate grasslands are located at 40 degree to 55 degree. So nearly it is about here the 40 degree, so approximately we can take, so 40 degree to 55 degree. So here what we can see, the temperate grasslands. Okay, the temperate grasslands we can see in this region. This is in the north part, and here if we take, this is from 40 degree to approximately I am taking, so 40 degree to 55 degree again here in the southern hemisphere. So this is the location of the marker or the lines what I have shown here. So this is what the temperate grasslands. So the location of the temperate grasslands. So here in both the latitudes, the temperate grasslands are located from 40 degree to 55 degree in northern hemisphere as well as in the southern hemisphere. So we all know that they are lie in the temperate zones. That is why we give the names temperate grasslands. Got it? Okay. So now these temperate grasslands are identified by different names in different regions. In some other places they are called by other names. So what are they? What are those names? Now we can discuss that. So these temperate grasslands have many names. For example, in the Europe, these temperate grasslands are called as steppes. In Europe, the temperate grasslands are called as steppes. And in the North America, these temperate grasslands are called by the name prairies. Yes, in North America, the temperate grasslands are called by the name prairies. And in the South America, these temperate grasslands are called by the name pampas. In the South America, the temperate grasslands are called by the name pampas. And in the South Africa, these are called by the names felds. So here it is V, but we have to read it as felds. Yes, read as felds. So the location of the temperate grasslands, they are located in between 40° to 55° in both the hemispheres or in both the latitudes, and they are called by different names in different places that we have seen here. Okay. And the next thing we can discuss about the climate of the temperate grasslands. It is about the location, and now we can discuss about the climate of the temperate grasslands. Climate. So we know that these are present in the temperate zones, and here the summers are warm and humid, warm and humid, and the temperatures in these grasslands, if we take the average temperature of this temperature, so if we take the average temperature, this is 20°C, average temperature. So overall, if we calculate, the average temperature of these temperature grasslands will be 20°C on an average. And here, during the summer, sometimes the convectional rainfall may take place here during the summer, due to the, we know that the humid is there. So humid means it is the moisture, the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. So since this is, the humidity is more, so that due to the warmth and all, the water gets evaporated and they form the clouds, and when those clouds become heavy, they fall as the rainfall. So that we call as the convectional rainfall, and we call this as the convectional rainfall because the rainfall is not normal, it is having the lightning. The rainfall, convectional rainfall means the rain with lightning and thunder. Lightning and thunder. ಗುಡುಗು ಮಿಂಚು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ. ಮಳಿ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಗುಡುಗ, ಲೈಟ್ನಿಂಗ್, ಮಿಂಚು ಮತ್ತು ಗುಡುಗಿರ್ತವು. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಳೆ ಬೀಳುವಾಗ ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಿಂಚು ಮತ್ತು ಗುಡುಗ ಎರಡು ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಅಂತ ಮಳೆಗೆ ನಾವೇನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಕಾನ್ವೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ ರೈನ್ಫಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. And this takes place during the summer in these temperate grasslands. So the convectional rainfall takes place. The convectional rain means it is the rain which is accompanied, which is involving the lightning and thunder. So that we call as the convectional rainfall, and this takes place during the summer in these temperate grasslands. And the winters are cold and dry. So here very extreme cold will be there, and sometimes the temperature will be as low as -10°C. See, the -10. -10 means it is below 0 degree. It is lesser than 0°C. So 0 degree only it is less. Then it is 10 degree, again lesser than the 0 degree. Just imagine how much cold it is, right? So the winters. So the winters are cold and dry, and sometimes the temperature will be goes below 0 degree, that is they will go down to -10°C. So that since the -10 degree Flora. So here in the temperate grasslands, mostly they are dominated by the grasses only. So major plants will be the grasses only. But also few trees we can see in the valleys. So they are the oak, cottonwood and willows. So these are some trees which we can see in the valleys. Okay, oak, cottonwood and willows. These are some trees which we can find in the temperate grasslands, but mostly they are dominated by the grasses. But only few trees we can see in some of the valleys and all. So they are oak, cottonwood and willows. These are the trees which we can find in the temperate grasslands. And here the wetlands. So wetlands they are rich in the moisture content and also they are having the air spaces. So the soil is rich here because of the moisture content, and air can also present in the soil. So the soil is rich in humus and all. And here we can see some flowering plants also. So the flowering plants which we can see here are the asters and the coneflowers, the coneflowers and wild indigos and the sunflowers and blazing stars. So these are the some flowering plants which we can see in the temperate grasslands. So the flowering plants in the temperate grasslands are asters, coneflowers, wild indigos, sunflowers and blazing stars. And even some of the crops also we can see here because the soil is very rich in humus and all. We can also see the maize, soybean, barley and we can also see the corn and wheat. The oats and wheat. And in some places the corn is also growing. So these are some of the crops which we can grow in the temperate grasslands. So maize, soybean, barley, oats and wheat. These are some crops which we can grow in the temperate grasslands. So the flora of the temperate grasslands, they are abundant. The grasses are abundant. So the grasslands are dominated by the grasses only. So grasses will be present, and with that in some valleys we can find some trees such as oak, cottonwood and willow, and some flowering plants also we can see. They are the asters, coneflowers, wild indigos, sunflowers and blazing stars. These are some of the flowering plants in the temperate grasslands. And the crops which we can see in the temperate grasslands are maize, soybean, barley, oats and wheat. So these are some of the crops which we can grow. The grains we can see. Right? This is about the flora of the temperate grassland. Now we can discuss about the fauna. The animals. Fauna. So here, since these grasslands are dominated by the grasses, so the grass is abundant here, and most among the grazing animals we the bison, and deer, kangaroos, deer, kangaroos, and the pronghorn, these are some of the grazing animals. They are graze the grass, so which we can find in the temperate grasslands. And with that, there also we can see some rodents. These are the grazing animals. With that, we can see some rodents also. So the rodents like such as the pocket gophers and prairie dogs. The pocket gophers and the prairie dogs. So these are the kind of the polecats. Okay. So these are the prairie dogs. And if we see the prairie dog, the kind of this is, so they are always they are folding their hands and they are facing. Oftenly we can see these prairie dogs standing, folding their hands and facing at the sun, facing at the sun at dusk and dawn. So that we can see in the, this is what some of the characteristics of these prairie dogs. And these are the rodents which we can see here. And also we can see some carnivorous also here. So the carnivorous animals in the temperate grasslands are, we can see the wolves, yes, the wolves. This is the plural form of wolf. Okay, tolga. And the coyotes, foxes, we can see here, these are the carnivorous animals, and the badgers and black-footed ferrets. Badgers and black-footed ferrets. So these are some of the carnivorous which we can see in the temperate grasslands. So they are the wolves, coyotes, foxes, badgers and the black-footed ferrets. And also we can see some birds here. So the birds such as the meadowlarks and the quails, grouses, the quails and sparrow, hawks and owls. So these are some of the birds which we can see in the temperate grasslands. The meadowlarks, grouses, quails, sparrows, hawks and owls. So these are some of the birds which we can see in the temperate grasslands. So here some grazing animals we can see. They are the bison, deer, kangaroos and pronghorns, etc. Many other also there. And some rodents we can find here. They are the pocket gophers and the prairie dogs. And some carnivorous animals also we can see here. They are the wolves, coyotes, foxes, badgers and black-footed ferrets. And also we can see the birds here. They are meadowlarks, grouses, quails, sparrows, hawks and owls. So these are this is about the fauna of the temperate grasslands. And the word prairie, it is derived from the Latin word. So the prairie, it means what? It is what, the kind of the priata. So priata means it is the meadow. the native inhabitants, they are called as the American Indians, or they are popularly known as Blackfeet Indians, or they are popularly called as Blackfeet Indians. And with this, other tribes are also there here. So they are the Apache, the tribes of the temperate grasslands are Apache, Crow, Cree, and the Osage, Omaha, and Tonkawa. Yes. These are some of the other tribes which we can found in the temperate grasslands. So they are Apache, Crow, Cree, Osage, Omaha, and Tonkawa. These are some of the other tribes which are there in the temperate grasslands. And also there the tribes involving, there are other tribes also there, such as the Kyrgyz, Ichkilik, and the Huns, and the Mongols. Huns and Mongols, again these tribes are also there in the temperate grasslands. So these are all the tribes of people, the different tribes of people which we can found in the temperate grasslands. And these people, they are always their occupation. Their main occupation is the cattle rearing. Yes, the cattle rearing and the dairy farming. They are the chief occupations of these people. And they rear the cows and all. So the dairy farming, that is the chief occupation of those people. And also the rich soil and hot and humid climatic conditions of the temperate grasslands, these are support to grow some cereals like the maize and the corn and barley, wheat. So they are grown here. The cereal crops such like corn, wheat, barley, and oats. So the cereal crops, which we can see here, the corn, oats, barley, and wheat. Because the soil is rich in the humus and all, so that we can grow the corn, oats, barley, and wheat and all. And here, this is called the world's largest corn. The largest corn growing regions of the world are these temperate grasslands, and also they are called as the granaries of the world. These temperate grasslands, they are called as the granaries of the world. Okay. So this is about the temperate grasslands. So I hope you understood about the tropical as well as the temperate grasslands. So the climate, location, flora, fauna, and human life, and the different kinds of people who are living in these grasslands. So you have understood about this. So with this I will conclude my today's class. I hope you have understood.